everyone, today I am going to be doing a flip through of this book by Leila Duly. I think it's Duly, The Flower Year, a colouring book. Now we'll start by talking about the cover. It looks slightly, I thought it was beige, but I think it might be slightly pinky, and we've got this very pretty rose gold wording on the front and on the spine as well, which is pretty, and we've got a little bee up there, and on the back, and mine's slightly dirty, I think that's how it came. Colour your way through a year of flowers from the creator of the best-selling Floribunda, a flower colouring book. So she's done another one. Oh, that's interesting. And it's Lawrence King, which I didn't realise. Now, Lawrence King were Johanna Basford's publisher for her first 2 books, so hopefully that should mean that we've got good paper. We've got very pretty olive green centre, and here we go. This book belongs to, and we've got a very pretty, very detailed design with a peacock butterfly and some, oh, what are they called? Fritillaria? Oh, actually no, they might be lilies, looking at them. Anyway, we have some pretty florals there. Now this is first published in 2017. Reprints and things like that. It says here Lawrence King, The Flower Year. So let's have a look. Now we start with January, as you would expect. The crocus, while the days are dark, unfolds its saffron sheen. Coventry Patmore. So we have obviously crocuses here, but we also have snowdrops, which I always find quite tricky to colour, but actually most of them, the paper's quite yellow in this book rather than white. I've got a white book here. You can see the difference, which is quite handy for white flowers. And also there's quite a lot going on behind, so that could help. We've got some black here, which doesn't extend right out to the outside, but that's quite interesting. And now we have a large double page spread. They do go right into the spine, which isn't ideal, but I guess I'm used to it. Most books actually do. And we've got quite a spread of wintry flowers. So I'm assuming that all the flowers for each month are those which are traditionally grow in those months. Obviously that wouldn't apply all over the world, but it looks like they're sort of UK. So we have Hellebore, is that right? I don't know. So that's that one. And White Anemone, which is a white flower, so probably have to do some sort of background to show up a white flower, but we'll see. That'll be interesting to do. And then we have lots of them here in this spread with some black leaves, which is interesting. And we snowdrop and crocus. Of course, crocuses come in several different colours, usually bright yellowy or purple, but there are some different shades, so you can choose. And snowdrops also come in many varieties, some with the green in, some that are just white, so there's lots of scope there for colouring. We're moving on to February. We have lovely catkins and sort of sticky buds and reeds, and little daisies and primroses, I think, and a bird. I wonder if that's a robin. I think I probably would do it as a robin. Something that has struck me is how detailed this book is. Very small details, but I think that's okay. It's just going to be a sort of take your time book, I think. So these are 2 separate images. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to colour in here, really, but I think it will probably be easier to put something in here to sort of rest the book on. But I have heard the person who did a flip through, I saw someone saying they got this book, that's right, and they said they had an older version and it was breaking on the spine and things like that, so I know I'm going to have to be careful with it, but that's okay. And we have lots of florals here. I'm not always I can't always identify what they are, but I don't know if that always matters. These look like grey tits, I would say, or blue tits, and we have catkins, which are really pretty. Oh, we've got a bookmark. And coltsfoot. So it tells me what they are, so that's useful. Spring snowflake. I don't know whether that's a type of snowdrop or what it is. And primrose. I know primroses. But you see, with these smaller images, you can colour just a small item. You don't have to colour all of it. And now we have the beautiful day. I love daisies. And we're in March. So we have March brings breezes loud and shrill, stirs the dancing daffodil. Yes, Sarah Coleridge. So we have daffodils, obviously, as you would expect. And another spread with daffodils in. I have a feeling I've seen someone starting to colour that on YouTube. And these, I think, are grape hyacinths. Along these blushing borders bright with dew. Along these blushing borders bright with dew, and in yon mingled wilderness of flowers, fair-handed spring unbosoms every grace. James Thompson. Sorry, I find that writing really hard to read. So yeah, I think they're grape hyacinths, and we have quite a really mixed up set of flowers there. Oh, here's our bookmark. I'm going to take that out for now. So this looks like, oh, it says it's periwinkle and wren. I had a wren in my garden yesterday at tea time, and I was pointing out to the children. They were going, ugh. Oh, it was so cute. Oh, Mum. So periwinkle, I don't know what that looks like, but now I know what it is. I can look it up, so that'll be easy. Celandine, lesser celandine. I think those are bright yellow. We have those along the canal path, I think. April. I'll not o'erlook the modest flower that made the woods of April bright. We have a rabbit and a bird, look. I hope this is bright enough. I'm not sure if it is. The sun's gone in, and I'm not sure if it's bright enough. But I don't know whether my camera would adjust and make that dark again. We'll see. So here we have a spread of florals. I'm sure these are snake something fritilia. It might tell us. The paper's quite thick and smooth, I've noticed. So these are called pasque flowers, wild strawberry, wood sorrel, marsh marigold and cowslips. I see a lot of those at the moment as well. And here we have bluebell and wild garlic together. There's the wild garlic. We've got a lot of that out now. And common dog violet. I don't know what that is. And a painted lady butterfly. Here we are in May this month. There is a silent eloquence in every wild bluebell and Bronte. Lovely. And we have very pretty, I think these are buttercups. That's pretty, isn't it? It's interesting how it's not an even shape. I find that quite fascinating. Gives not the hawthorn bush a sweeter shade to shepherds looking on their wily silly sheep than doth a rich embroidered canopy to kings that fear their subjects' treachery. Oh, it's Shakespeare. And fumitory. I don't know what that is. And here we're in June. Warm summer sunshine kindly here. Mark Twain. I can't get the page open. So I assume we're going to have quite a few florals. We have. These are quite fun. They've got really blank centres, so there's lots of scope to do all sorts of fun things in there. We have poppies. High on a bright and sunny bed a scarlet poppy grew. So that one's going to have to be red, isn't it? So we have Gilda's Rose, Lily of the Valley, Meadow Cranesbill, Rhododendron and Iris. And we have dragonflies and butterflies, that's pretty. July, to see the world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wild flower. Ian Blake. Dog Rose, Foxglove, love foxgloves. 2-page. These look like sweet peas to me, with this sort of twisty tendrils. Marshmallow, never heard of it. Afraid. August. This is a honeysuckle, I'm thinking. Not sure. These look like bindweed and honeysuckle. But I don't really know. I don't know what these are. There's a lot of stripes going on in this page. And these are like poppies. But we've got some berries going on here too. The evening primrose, open anew its delicate blossoms to the dew. And now we have September. I've seen this page coloured absolutely beautifully, and it was the reason I wanted the book, because it was so lovely, and I love colouring blackberries. So unfortunately I've got a bit of ink smudge there on that one, but I'm sure I'll cope. And that's a very pretty page. We have some berries and conkers here. Some more florals. Wild fuchsia. I didn't know there was such a thing. I mean, I suppose all flowers start wild. O rose, thou flower of flowers, thou fragrant wonder. So that looks quite dog rosy to me, but I think you could do it anyway. We have October, we've got the apples. Berries, big leaves together too. Another page, lots of leaves. Acorns. Around me stood the oaks and firs, pine cones and acorns lay on the ground. We don't have any pine cones in this picture, lots of acorns and oak leaves. Crab apple, dog rose hips. Oh yeah. November, season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, John Keats. I used that poem to advertise apple pies when I was a child, and made by Mr. Kipling. And one day our teacher, I did A-level English, came in and read us the beginning of the poem, or all of the poem, which the part of it was used for the advert for Mr. Kipling pies. So he said, does anyone know who it's by? And everyone guessed Kipling, because they were made by Mr. Kipling. Of course, Rudyard Kipling, i.e. the author of the Jungle Book, did not write this poem. It was John Keats. So that was quite funny. But the teacher that we had didn't watch ITV, which was our only, well, and Channel 4, our only sort of commercial channels. He only watched the BBC, so he'd never seen the advert, so he had no idea of how silly we had been. So these, I know what these look like. I see them. They're sort of dried out seed husks. Oh, teasels. Lovely. We have a lot along our canal path. The goldfinches love them. Buried Virginia creeper. I had no idea Virginia creeper had berries. How interesting. And we've got to December. It's a nice picture, isn't it? Oh, I don't know what bird that is. I think it's a wren. Look at the tail. It's got a tasty berry. And we've got holly and, is that larch? Yes, and cypress with its berries. And here we have a very festive looking pine and buried picture. Lovely. Under the mistletoe, kissing and dancing. How lovely. And we have a mistletoe. Oh, look how useful. It tells you all the names. Brilliant. So even when the names aren't there, they're in the back. How useful is that? So we've got it for every page. Oh, that's fantastic. And also you can use these back pages to test pencils and things like that as well, to see whether they go through, or test pens or whatever. So that's really, really brilliant. I'm just going to pop that in the back there, I think. There we go. So that is The Flower Year by Leila Duly. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that flip through. I will be having a go at the book at some point. I've got lots of new books. I'm very lucky. So I'm not really sure. I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. I'm not sure where to start. But there we go. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day and happy colouring.